Hi everyone, my name is Mariella and I'm going to be doing what I hope to be a short vlog on the 4 things I wish I knew before doing my semester abroad in Hong Kong, or the 4 things I wish I did during my semester in Hong Kong. First of all, I've never done a vlog before, so I'm really sorry about the quality of this video. I'm filming it on my phone and I'm sorry if I start rambling on about random stuff, but I've got my laptop here as a guidance. Omamerhi asked me to do a guest post for her blog Live in the Moment last year, and I wanted to do something really interesting and nice for her, but unfortunately I lost most of my photos from my time in Hong Kong. So a year later I decided to do a vlog and just talk about some of my experiences. But yep, hope you enjoy or learn something from it, I don't know. So the first thing I wish I knew before going to Hong Kong is knowing what the weather would be like. And I know it's quite random, but it's actually one of the biggest mistakes I made before traveling. So I've been to Hong Kong a few times before spending my semester there. I would go with my family during the summer around July, August time. And during that time, it's always really hot in Hong Kong and incredibly humid. And I assumed that it would be like that all year round because I'm from the Philippines, and the climate there is hot and humid all year round. And I just assumed Hong Kong would be the same. And I started my semester in January, and the actual temperature in January is around 18, 17 degrees. And I know it doesn't sound that cold, but I was expecting it to be like around 28 degrees. So I packed all my shorts, all my skirts, dresses, crop tops. I didn't pack any jackets except from the one I wore to the airport. I think I packed like 2 jumpers for when it would get cold inside because of the AC. But I was very, very unprepared, and I wish I knew that before going. So that is one thing I wish I learned. Or I wish I knew, sorry. But luckily, my sister came to visit me a month later and she brought me some stuff. So I was very lucky. But yeah, do your research before you go. So the second thing I wish I knew before and during my time in Hong Kong is knowing how to budget my money, or having some kind of routine that would help me control how much money I spent. And what I wish I had during my time out there is a Monzo / Revolut / Sterling Bank card. And basically what they are prepaid multi-currency debit cards, which you could use in many different countries, and you could use them at shops, restaurants, clubs without paying a ridiculous exchange rate. And I think you actually pay the real exchange rate, and you can withdraw up to £200 of cash without paying a ridiculous exchange rate. And it's absolutely brilliant, so I highly recommend, if you don't have one, get one. And besides the benefit of not paying fees abroad, what I love about it is that you control your account on the app, and it's a brilliant app. Because for Revolut and Monzo, they have a section called Analytics. And what that does is basically you can see how much money you're spending each month on things like entertainment, shopping, travel. And if you actually see the figures, you'd know how much you'd have to cut down on. So you know how much you'd need to save and stuff like that. Another feature is setting up vaults, which are basically little saving accounts which you can put however much money you want towards it each week, each month or whatever. So I'm planning on going to South America next year, and I have a little vault on my Revolut account, and I think each week I put aside £2. So every Tuesday I'll take £2 from my account, put it in the vault, and I'm not going to touch it. So hopefully it will save a lot of money when I go abroad. But yeah, brilliant. So the third thing I wish I did during my time in Hong Kong is spend time with locals, so spend more time with locals. And I think that a lot of people who did their semester abroad or year abroad knows what I'm talking about. So when you do a semester or a year abroad, like especially at a different university, you're more likely to gravitate towards students who are in the same position as you. And you're more likely to meet students from around the world rather than locals who are actually born there and who grew up there and basically know the city. And I don't regret spending time or meeting people I did, because I have friends all around the world. But it'd be a very good idea to actually do your best to actually talk to and like meet the locals from the university, or like meet people who actually live in the city, because they're the ones that know the culture really well. And if you really want to have like a genuine cultural experience, it's nice to meet people from that culture. So that's one thing I really wish I did more of in Hong Kong, is actually speak to the students who study at the university. And yeah, the fourth and final thing I wish I did more of in Hong Kong is living in the moment and making the most out of everything. And it's a very important general life lesson to have, regardless of whether you're traveling or going on a semester abroad. And it's what Omamerhi's blog is all about. It's about seizing opportunities, trying new things, stepping outside of your comfort zone, doing things that generally make you happy, or doing things that you know will make you a better person. And I think it's very important to do those things that will be very beneficial for your well-being. If you're doing a semester all year abroad, it's probably going to be at some university or a work placement. And of course, it's very, very important to prioritize your studies and obviously passing or doing the best you can at that university or workplace. But at the same time, it's very, very important to explore the culture you're in. And so try out things from that culture. And that's why you're doing it abroad, because you want to experience something completely different. And I think one of the biggest lessons to learn when you're doing something abroad is to learn how to balance everything. And whilst it's important to study and to work, it's extremely important to live in the moment and actually do the things you feel will make you happy. And you have to make time for your passion. So take spontaneous trips to different places. Seize different opportunities, even though it seems like it might be hard or you've never done it before. Just do it. If you really want to do something, no matter what situation you're in, whether you think you have too much work or you have too much study, or whether you think you don't have enough money to do stuff like that, if you really want to do something, then you'll find a way to budget. You'll find a way to make a routine when to put time aside for education or for your work, so that you have some time for yourself to do the things you actually want to do. I strongly believe that the biggest regret you can have is not doing the things that you wanted to do. So for me, that would be not visiting different islands around Hong Kong. is in Hong Kong. I think I only went to one island called Llama Island. Really cute. But I wish I explored more islands around Hong Kong. And the worst thing about it is that doing that would have been extremely cheap as well. I think it's like £2 to take a ferry to a different island. So I really wish I did that. It's just spending time to actually do what you want to do, explore, travel, just literally get out there and making the most out of everything. That's it, I think. Thank you for listening to my vlog. I really hope that made sense, or that you found it interesting. And I'm sorry if I rambled on. Check out Omamerhi's blog, because it's actually really interesting and so inspirational. She has so much content on there, and it inspires me quite a lot to do things I've never done before and live in the moment. So yeah, thank you for listening.